Hi everybody, my name's Jaysin.
I'm Hilda.
And together, we are Eo7 Media, and this is Coffee and Cameras.
Clink! You didn't say clink.
I've never said clink.
Oh, it's only me?
That's always been you.
All right, cool. Here we go.
Let's go. What's up everybody, my name's Jaysin.
And I'm Hilda.
And together, we are Coffee and Cameras.
Dink!
Together, we are Eo7 Media, and this is Coffee and Cameras.
Clink!
This is Coffee and Cameras.
Clink!
Coffee and Cameras. You're never gonna not laugh at that, are you?
I swear, I don't know why. That's funny.
That felt good though. That felt like old times.
Old times.
So
what have we been up to lately?
We've been up to so
oh my
much.
God.
So we haven't had an episode in a while, and literally there's still like 5 or 6 episodes I haven't edited yet. So
Because you've been so busy.
Because we've been crazy busy. We actually got really ridiculously busy, and then the AI boom happened, and we wanted to jump on that, so we did that episode really quick. This past year has been going really well, and not only for business itself, but we started up another show. You want to talk about the other show?
No, not really, but I will anyway. It's called the other show. Yes, I'm going to talk about it because he's going to make me. It's called Pitch Session, and it's a more formal.
Yeah, far more formal.
Yes, another YouTube show where we pitch ideas to businesses that write in who need help with marketing and photo and video, and we have a format where we bring in our producer Nathan, and he's also part of the team. And we talk about, in 15-minute segments, about what they can do better for marketing, photo, video, and then we give our suggestions.
That's perfect.
Yeah?
That was really well done.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yay.
You're getting good at that. Well, I mean, you're also talking to a lot of people about it, so I think it's like rolling off the tongue
I think
better.
so. I think this is actually like a lot more relaxing.
This?
Yes.
Oh, this is way more relaxing.
I love
'cause
the chairs.
I know.
These are nice chairs.
I like the new layout too. It feels a little more welcoming. But yeah, the pitch session has been a lot of fun. We're getting a lot of more traffic from it. I want more businesses to try it, but I think so many people think it's a scam.
Okay.
They think, hey, it's a free consulting session.
Okay, so why do you think that people think it's a scam?
I think so many people out there think that there's nothing for free.
Right.
And I mean, true, it's not for free. It is for free, 100%. Like no money is spent.
Yes.
But what it is you do have to spend 5 minutes filling out a form.
Right.
And that form is basically telling us, who you are, what your brand is, what kind of marketing you've done in the past. And then we take that and then we use it as practice. Literally, like we get together once a week and we use it as practice to better ourselves. And it's so much fun, like doing it with Nathan and you, and like we're just riffing ideas.
Yeah. It keeps us fresh on our toes.
It keeps us sharp, which I really like. And then if it helps someone, that's amazing. But to me, it's also like, even if that's not part of your business, even if like you're not the show it's about, like if it's about a barbershop and you don't have a barbershop, you can still take so many little nuggets from
because
it.
The marketing we mentioned could be used for any business.
Right.
Yeah.
So the free part, you have to spend 5 minutes filling out a form, but literally that's it.
But if you want to actually know what happens in the show, you have to spend an hour watching it.
And then you got to spend an hour.
Yes.
So you are spending.
Yes.
You got to spend that hour and 5 minutes.
I mean, I guess if I'm going to, get free marketing, the least I could do is just like sit down and listen to it. So, yeah. And you don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with it,
But you do have to subscribe. And like, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah, we're not doing
We
that.
are so beyond that now.
Yes.
I am so done with that.
Although it is appreciated.
It's been a while since you and I sat down on camera.
Yes.
What have you been up to?
I went on a plane and I crossed the ocean into the great beyond. We went to Vienna.
We went to Vienna, Austria.
To shoot a wedding in a castle.
Yeah.
With a puppy.
Puppy stole a lot of the show.
Yes,
He was
adorable.
Sir.
Yes. Sir, what's his full name?
Sir.
We're both drawing a blank.
I'm drawing a blank literally because we are rushing to do this episode this morning.
What is the dog's name?
Oh my God. I feel so bad right now. I have to cut this
You're
out.
You're going to totally cut this out. Okay.
Okay, I got to cough real quick. Toby. Okay.
Sir Toby. Oh my God. He was the cutest.
Oh God. And I love that he's knighted.
Yes. Just like his daddies.
Yeah.
Aren't they knights too?
They're lords, in my opinion.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Or kings.
Kings.
I don't
well,
know the right
they
term.
did get married in a castle, so they need to have some sort of royal title. What was your favorite part about the trip?
There was a lot of favorite parts. One, I got to shoot a wedding in a different country. I've shot weddings in so many different states, but there's so much similarity from state to state. You know, there's so much similarity with the American weddings.
Right.
So literally one of the big fears going into the wedding day was not understanding traditions or not understanding how the flow of the wedding day was going to go. So I ended up really enjoying how laid back it was compared to American weddings.
Good point.
So like being able to film in a different country was really fun. Being able to go out and shoot B-roll of a beautiful country was cool. Being able to shoot stuff with an eye that had never seen that before. Like how many times have you gone to a city, but it's an American city, you understand what you need to get to make your wedding work. So I think going with the openness, going with the new set of mind with the wedding and seeing a different country and having a gay wedding, it's 100% on my amazing list. So it was so much fun. What about you? What were some of your favorites?
For me, it was all the incredible details that just went all the way across the entire wedding. Like I was just constantly blown away at every turn because they're what would it be, like their logo, I guess, for their...
They had a logo designed for the wedding.
Yes, which was really a lion. And so that gold lion repeated pretty much through the whole thing. Like even in places I didn't expect, like the cufflinks, okay?
Or their tattoos.
The tattoos, the matching tattoos, oh my God. And then the sign when you come in, the seating chart, the place mats, the placeholders, the menu, the bar, like pretty much everything.
The name tags that held on the glasses, which I still have yours upstairs, by the way.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so I wasn't sure if that went on to because remember we're putting it out at the last minute, we were helping and wasn't sure if it went on the plate or on the glass. It goes on the glass, So that was a really nice touch, And I enjoyed meeting all the people, like I appreciated the heck out of everybody speaking English. Can I just say that?
Yeah, thank you. Foreign country.
Dankeschön. Dankeschön that you guys.
Yeah.
Yes. So it was just, and I do not miss the jet lag, I must say.
That was rough.
Yes.
That caught up to me. Like the first day wasn't that bad, but the second day kind of dragged me down.
And the food,
no joke, best ribs I've ever had in my life.
How did we have the best ribs ever in freaking Vienna?
Yeah.
How?
And I went into that kind of cocky too. I'm like, dude, I'm American.
We know ribs. We know Chicago ribs.
I spent a lot of time in Texas.
Yes. We know barbecue. We know, And the best part, there was no barbecue on those ribs. It was just seasoning and it was smoked.
It was like fried though.
No, it was smoked.
Was it? It was crispy on the outside. It was like crunchy.
Okay, maybe it was smoked then fried. Oh, it was just falling off the bone good.
It was amazing though.
And the potatoes.
Better
so
times.
what was, my least favorite part, can I talk about that?
Oh yeah.
Turkish Airlines and not giving you enough leg room on the way back.
I mean, don't worry
sad.
about me. That's
that
fine.
was sad. And the food wasn't that great.
The food was awful.
Yeah, I must say, yes.
Turkish Airlines will be an airline that I don't travel on again.
On the way there, food was better. Service was better.
Service was way better on the way there.
Way better.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's just all the, and the rain. I could have done without the rain, but still.
There's a lot of rain.
Yes. It rained that whole week, and usually there's not that much rain in Europe during the summer, so that was surprising.
But it was still fun.
It was a lot of fun.
We had a blast. It was great. Something you mentioned.
What?
That is going to lead us into our next thing. You said one of your favorite things about the wedding was basically the branding. The branding of the wedding. And that's something that literally since the last time we did a Coffee and Cameras is something we've switched our business model to, is we're highly focusing more on the overall brand of a company, not just making a product and being done with it, but actually sitting down with a client, understanding their branding and their marketing. And then saying like, well, here's what we can do and here's why this is going to work.
I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks and watching a lot of YouTube. And for me, like the whole marketing psychology and why things work the way they work. And do you want me to give an example?
Please.
Okay.
This is what I live for. So the past year, we have been doing this like an hour a day.
Yeah, at least. Sometimes more for me, because I get to listen to it while I edit.
And we just go.
Yeah. I love these audiobooks. They're godsend. But one of the most favorite things that I discovered is like Hotmail was one of the first emails. So AOL's email was the very first email that everybody knew about, right? So they had the whole, you have to sign up and have an AOL account.
Right.
So it was initially free, and then, so AOL was very much like a tight-knit, like company, lockdown.
Yeah.
But then Hotmail came along and they decided to offer it to anybody with a browser. You could have Hotmail. You don't have to sign up for AOL or anything else. I think
remember that, yeah.
Maybe just Yahoo was out. I know there was no Google,
Yahoo
right?
was out.
Yes.
AOL, there was no Google
so
yet.
Yahoo was the search engine.
There's
and
GeoCities.
Yeah. And AOL was the company, And by the way, I didn't read this in any of the brand books, but now thinking back, do you remember like shopping at Jewel or any store, like literally the cashiers next to them had the AOL CDs, and they were just giving it out?
Yeah.
That's brilliant marketing. It's like everybody goes to the store and it was free. So yeah, of course you took it because you heard about the new computers that are coming out. How am I gonna use it? While AOL, I put a disk in it, it'll tell me how to set it up. So they were the first to step up and be like, hey, this is free. We'll walk you through it, the whole dial-up thing anyway. So going back to Hotmail. Hotmail was the first one that said, you don't need to be tied to AOL. You just need a web browser.
No kidding.
Yes. And the way they advertised it is that they were the first ones to put in the signature. Do you want your own free Hotmail account?
They were doing self-marketing in their own service.
Yes. So whoever you sent a Hotmail to, it was in your signature because at the time people weren't like replacing anything, right?
Right.
So you just click on it to find out what this Hotmail thing is about and how you could also get your free email.
Yeah.
So that's brilliant right there. So I have it in my signature, like my website, my Instagram, you have it on yours, so that's free advertising right there. So I think anybody can take advantage of that.
I think it's really brilliant about what Hotmail did, especially since I still have friends who still use Hotmail.
Yeah, I still see it.
I honestly didn't even think Hotmail was around anymore. I didn't think the business was around.
I still see people with AOL and Comcast emails.
AOL worries me.
Yeah.
Like Comcast I get because you get a Comcast email if you sign up for Comcast.
Yep.
But AOL is like, why do you still have an AOL email?
I don't know, but I can tell you that my mother-in-law had it, and she was in her 80s, and towards
Older
the end,
generation, okay.
Because she was one of the first ones to get a Mac, so she signed up with AOL, and she never changed. But then AOL, in the last couple of years, they started charging her like $40 a month.
AOL started charging a monthly fee?
For email, yes. Because they knew that the older people are not switching to Google. Because
they're not going to switch.
They will pay.
Oh, that's scummy.
That is super scummy. Yes. So that's why they're no longer a popular company, I guess.
I mean, rightfully so.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes me think about the discs is, it's great to give out these discs. It was great marketing at the time. But think about the landfill. Think about, I saw people throwing those away in droves. I'm not talking like people at home, but like Jewel would throw those away thousands of discs at a time into the garbage can.
How did you see that?
You walk by a store on your way to school.
Oh, and you actually saw
it. Yeah, you saw them just dumping them because they're given so many of them. And like a new version will come out and what the company will say is throw away the old branding. This is the new branding.
Because that was the updates then.
It was
and
the
everything.
updates and stuff like that, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we don't have to do that anymore. We just download the updates.
I do remember when Google came out, and this is really cool because I'm going to lead this into something else. Google, to get a Google email, a Gmail.
You had to get an invite.
You had to get an invite, which this represents the marketing idea of exclusivity.
You have to be special enough to be invited.
Bingo. And there's not many of them. There's not a lot out there. It's scarcity.
Didn't they limit you to like 5? You could only invite 5 people like for 1 week or something.
You can only limit 5 per account.
So then you were weird shit sticks in my brain. Yeah. So it's like it's brilliant though, because then it makes you feel like more special. Like you don't give those invites just to anybody, only the people you really care about.
Exclusivity.
That's
so
genius.
in marketing, some the stuff we're learning. I think a lot of this show is going to move toward the stuff we're learning and the stuff that we find interesting, rather than like harping on like this brand should do X, Y, Z. We're going to just teach what we learn. And exclusivity and scarcity is really a cool concept, because if you offer your product to anyone and everyone, that's great, that's fine. But look at Apple, okay? They release, let's say, 100,000 phones on day one of the release. 100,000, and they're all sold out. Well, that 100,001 person standing in line still wants that phone. So they're going to be even more dedicated to buying that when it comes out. It's the scarcity.
So you think they limit it on purpose to make?
They limit things on
because obviously Apple can order more phones if they want to.
They obviously can. Yeah. And the exclusivity makes you feel like you're part of a club. You're part of a group of people instead of, oh, I just bought the product. So, for instance, hi, Jimmy.
Hey, Jimmy, you want to come up?
I love that we have a constant, he's ruined almost every one of our episodes.
That's okay.
You're not ruining anything.
No. And just going off of the Apple thing real quick before I forget, one of the marketing books I was listening to, Apple was the first. When Apple started the iPod was the music,
first one,
the music, a little music thing.
Oh my God, we sound old as F
We are
right now.
old as F, but you'll see where I'm going with this. Sorry. They were the first ones to actually think, what can I do different? Because Apple was just one of many music companies.
There was tons.
There was tons.
I had like 2 or 3 before I ever bought an iPod. Yeah.
So they're the ones that said, okay, everyone else has the black headphones, the earphones. Let's do something different. So all they did was just make everything white, so it's more visible and it's more contrasty to what's already out there.
Easier to see.
Yes, and that they included that in their marketing. So there was. Remember how simple their posters were? Like there were posters all over, and it was just like a silhouette of a person. I
think they still do that.
Do they still do that? And with the white earphones coming out and like the cord leading down to the music thing. So that was like, holy cow, what is that? And it was immediately eye-catching. You knew what it was because then the commercials told you.
Bingo.
And of course you wanted to be part of the cool kids club, you know?
Exclusivity.
Yes. So I find that fascinating.
But I do have to put a little negative. I'm so sorry. I have to put a little negative to it. Those earphones were the worst earphones ever.
Oh, I couldn't afford them.
So painful.
Really?
They hurt my ears so bad. So like literally every time an Apple product came out, I was enamored with the technology. And then something glaringly negative was about it. And I'm like, this kind of fights it against it. Okay. But having those painful ears, I would look at the marketing and go, no. That don't like.
Got it. So
but
it didn't work for you.
It didn't work for me. But then again,
it worked for everybody else.
It worked for everybody else.
We have found out through years of knowing you, you are not many people's target market. You are definitely unique.
I am not the target market for many markets, but I am for one.
Which is?
I am a movie collector.
Okay.
So while most people collect something or do whatever their hobby is, I collect rare and obscure movie titles.
Okay.
And there's these companies out there called boutique Blu-rays.
Okay.
Okay. This includes Criterion Collection, Arrow Films, and my favorite, Vinegar Syndrome. Vinegar Syndrome finds these movies that have never been released to disc or have been forgotten about completely, and then gives them a very high quality treatment. They make sure the film looks as best as it possibly can. They give a lot of extras. They make new box cover art, all this stuff, right?
Okay.
And they release new movies every month, anywhere from like 2 to 4 new movies every month. And here's where I'm tying everything back in.
Okay.
They are the masters of marketing for exclusivity and scarcity.
Okay, how do they do it?
Every month they release these new movies, but they only release anywhere from 1,000 to 6,000 copies. Okay, the less popular movie will only get like 1,000 releases. And the more popular ones like Roadhouse will get 6,000. Okay, now it's not just 1,000 discs that are released. It's 1,000 discs with a slip cover.
What's a slip cover?
It's a cardboard piece that goes over the DVD.
Oh, I remember that.
Case.
That's how DVDs first came out. Okay, got it.
So it just goes over it, and that's what makes it special. you can keep buying that movie forever through them.
Got it.
Well,
But
to
if
a
you
certain
want the
amount.
slipcover.
You want the slipcover.
And
So
let me guess, you're like in line to
hardcore.
get.
I am a slipcover buyer day one, every month.
No matter what the movie is?
No, I am not that big into it.
Okay.
I will only buy the movies that I'm interested in or kind of spark an interest.
Okay.
So here's an example. There's a movie that came out called Murder Weapon. Okay, you can find the movie on eBay for like $5 or $6.
Okay.
If you find the movie with the slipcase, it's $75 to $100
What?
because it's the exclusivity and the scarcity.
Is that from Vinegar Syndrome?
That's from Vinegar
then?
Syndrome.
Okay.
So
wow.
there's only a certain amount of these made. So no matter what business anyone has, how can you take this little nugget of information? How can you take a scarcity element or an exclusivity nugget from this and put it into your own marketing? For us, it would be exclusivity. You get to work with us because we're not one of these big companies
Right.
that has like 30 teams that where the quality is just diluted.
Right, because you're just hiring people from
And then
anywhere
just shoveling
and everywhere. Yeah.
work out. We're trying to do something creative with every single project. So that's our exclusivity.
With my company, I limit my weddings to like 10 a year now. It
Bingo.
used to be 20, but now it's just 10.
Yeah.
Thanks to Eo7.
That's
Yay.
where we're going. You going down the exclusivity and the scarcity route. Give me another example off the top of your head where a company can use this.
Putting me on the spot. I can't think of anything right now.
I like pulling the stuff out of you.
Hold on, I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything. Can you give another example?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Why don't you just like open up your jacket here a little bit?
Oh, is that exclusive? Oh shoot, this is water. I promise. Yes. Wait, was this exclusive?
Well, think about it. So we went to a store in Vienna.
Yeah.
Because the gentlemen who
Yes.
owned the store
Yes.
sat at our table at the wedding.
And the name of the store is
GayT. And it's a fetish and art collection store. And it's amazing, first and
Yes.
foremost. If you're in Vienna,
So you mean
go out
that
of your way to
they're
go this.
exclusive because it's only one of a
It's
kind?
only one location.
Yes. Yes.
It's a one of a kind. And then once a month or once every 2 months, they have an art gallery in the basement.
Yeah, the basement
which
was
is
awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm so bummed we didn't actually see a gallery there.
Yeah. But there was some beautiful art on the wall, and if I could afford it, I would have bought some. It was
There were
gorgeous.
a few I was
Yes.
I actually took photos of them because like, hey, this is our trip. But I'm like,
Can't post it.
maybe. Oh no, I'm not going to post anything because that's art.
Yes.
It's art for sale.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't like that.
No.
But at least I get to have it and go, oh my God, this is so beautiful. I would love this on my wall.
Yes.
I just can't afford it.
Yes.
But it's one location. You have to go there to get these shirts. You have to go there to find these pieces of art. And it creates this like want in the community to shop there.
Good
like
point.
what's the next piece of art that's going to be there? What's the next
makes
thing?
sense.
And it's exclusive, but it's also scarcity because those pieces of art are all original pieces.
True.
Those weren't prints.
True. One of a
Those
kind.
were actually one of a kind pieces.
Yeah.
So you have both there.
Yeah. Didn't you just buy the posters or something? You were looking for frames because you bought some posters that go with the movies?
So when you buy Vinegar Syndrome movies, sometimes they come with folded up posters.
Okay.
And the posters are 16.5 by 22 inches, which is not a frame size.
Okay. So did you manage to find frames?
Yeah, I found
Okay.
a little bit bigger frames, and I'm gonna like self-mat them poorly because I don't know how to mat.
Okay. We'll put Nathan to work, see what he can come up with.
Nathan,
I know how to mat.
do you really? You worked at a...
It's not as good as if you get them at like Licks, but I can still do it.
Oh, through the printing
I got
company.
a bevel cutter.
Oh,
It's a
there you
hand cutter. It's kind of it's not like professional, but I can do it pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, there you
so,
he can do better than you.
For those
probably.
not being able to hear.
Yeah.
My man.
I'm not going to charge you. I just mean that.
Oh,
the materials will be
not what I meant.
cheaper than
So Nathan just did an awesome little business moment here. Nathan's our producer here, and Nathan is a part of the Eo7 team. If you watch the pitch session, you will see Nathan in full bloom. Nathan just informed me that he can mat my posters for me with a hand bevel tool, and he says, I'll do it for cheap. First and foremost, as a business, you should never use the word cheap. This is my personal opinion, because the word cheap cheapens your brand and the product you are selling or service.
Should he have used the word free though?
Affordable.
Affordable. Okay.
Affordable. Because if you're good at something, why should you ever give it away for free?
Good point.
So, you did say the end.
Just for the cost of materials,
I'm still going to pay you.
Oh, only
Just
because
charge me.
he's doing a friend favor.
I know.
Yes.
So, when you sell something
Okay.
and you want to give them a discount or something like that, be careful of the word cheap.
Okay, so don't say cheap. Can you say discount or no?
Oh, discount's fantastic.
Is
I mean,
it?
you love the word discount.
I am, yes,
That-
but I'm
you
not
are
a
the
high-end
market.
shopper, so it's like, but I do love the word
It
discount.
depends on the place you're at. The
True.
word discount, I think, is more ubiquitous. It's more universal.
Okay,
Cheap makes it feel like, why is it cheap?
yeah. I do love discounts, and usually I think I prefer to shop at stores that are either always discounts, such as thrift stores, and I actually avoid stores that always offer a discount. Like I used to shop at Kohl's a lot, and there was always a freaking sale no matter what. Everything was on sale. Everything was 40% off. And I'm like, it's such an everyday thing now that it's not special anymore.
Right.
So now, like when Target has a sale, it's only 10 or 15 or 20% off. And it's only every once in a while. Like, if I'm shopping for a bra or something, it's like, I know it's a special sale because that bra hasn't been on sale in 6 months. So I'm more likely to buy it because it's almost like an exclusive discount, not an everyday discount. So you're going back to what your point was. I agree.
Discounts are scarce. I think you bring up an amazing point here. How many businesses do these discount all the time thing just to make you feel like you're getting a discount? And how many businesses, and this is proven time and time again, by the way. And if you really want to have fun, look at some statistics from Black Friday and Apple's Prime Day.
Okay, what happens?
Where they'll release a product for X price, and then the next day, when the sale day happens, the price is X. It could be literally the same price, but now there's a little button above it that says 30% off. And it's like, well, it wasn't that price. What I do is I flood my Amazon cart full of things I need or want, from like parchment paper for like my baking to like film gear.
Okay.
And I just watch it all the time. I watch how the prices fluctuate. So when things come up like Black Friday and like a lens will come up on sale and it's the exact same price it's been all year, it's like, well, that's kind of shady.
Yeah, I was not aware of that. I think you pointed it out, and also people started doing screen caps.
I'm so glad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, here's the big, what is it called? The July, what is it called? The Amazon sale in July
Prime,
that they have?
Prime Day.
Prime Days, that's it, yeah. So it says like 33% off, and I jump on that because it's red and it says 30%.
Yeah.
And then somebody's like, screen cap, it's like the same freaking price. That actually turned me off so much that I almost stopped shopping on Prime Day on Amazon now.
Yep.
So it's like, and I'm starting to do what you are doing, like keeping track of the actual prices. So that's kind of shady. It's like, it's going to bite them in the butt if they're not careful.
And it's not just them. It's you said yourself, Kohl's is always 40% off. Well, I mean, why?
But for some reason, I trusted Amazon to actually give me a discount.
You would think so.
Yes,
wouldn't
but because it was in red and it was limited time, and it was like they also have the
countdown?
the countdown. Oh man,
That drives me nuts.
That works though.
Oh, it does.
Oh, it works
does.
for me. It works. Like sometimes I like 99% gone. I'm like, oh, do I like? And that creates that urgency because it's almost gone.
Yep.
But
Now it's scarce.
yeah.
Now it's not obtainable if I wait 9 minutes.
And then, did you ever get on the waiting list? You never get anything from the waiting
I've
list.
never once gotten anything from the waiting list. I have been on the waiting list quite a
That's
few
what
times.
I'm saying. You sign up, but you
I've
don't get
never
anything.
gotten
So
a
what's
notification.
the point? Like,
Well, I mean, maybe other people are.
okay.
I mean, granted, not many people are getting on the waiting list of the items that aren't selling well.
Okay.
I think a lot of people are getting on the waiting list of the items that do sell well,
Yeah.
but literally all you're doing is giving them your email, and
Yeah.
then it's just an aggregator.
True. But I mean, if you have regular things that you buy, like cat litter or dog
buy a
food
lot
or
of,
whatever, then you know what the prices are. And if it's a good discount, obviously going to stock up. So.
But it's that's the everyday thing where you're constantly like, that's like gas. Like you always know what gas is, because the next time you go to get gas, you're like, well, last time I paid 4 cents more for it, so I'm getting a deal. And then the next time it's like 20 cents higher.
You know what's funny? I actually bought gas here, because I was in your area, and it's like, oh, it says E. I'm like, oh, time to fill up. Because I do drive it until it tells me to get
I'm
gas.
aware.
I know.
I'm aware.
And it drives you nuts, I know. And I'm like, oh, it's $4.09. I'm like, I guess I better get it in Elgin because it's cheaper. But then I'm like, I don't know how much gas is in my neighborhood because I forgot. The last time I filled up, I
really?
didn't pay attention. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm getting a bargain or not. I just assumed that gas is cheaper out here versus in Chicago.
It definitely can be. The last time I was downtown for a meeting with you, I saw the price of gas, and I was like, because I'm always on the lookout.
Yeah.
And all the way driving home, it was the same price in every town. I got out of Chicago. We went into Arlington Heights, then Schaumburg, and all the way back out to Elgin, and I'm like, it's the same price.
That's unique.
I've
it
never
varies,
seen it that way
right?
before. Like usually it's like $1 less sometimes.
That's weird.
But it caught me off guard, and I haven't seen it since. Like it has been fluctuating
Okay.
enough and that, but just that day, I was like, maybe I don't get gas today. Something's wonky.
I don't have anything to say to that
Yeah,
because I have no idea. I forget everything when it comes to numbers are not my thing. Should we talk about your charts?
Let's talk about
No.
my charts.
I don't want to.
Hilda does not like my charts. Why don't you like my charts, Hilda?
Because they stress me out. There's so much information that I can't take it all in. And also, going back to marketing, I won't read if it's a lot of information, I won't read it. Like go with the Apple, simple.
Yeah.
Headphones, buy it or don't. Tell me what it is, how I can get it fast, Don't give me a lot of blah, blah, because it overwhelms me. And I think a lot of people are overwhelmed with a lot of information.
Yes. I think you bring up, God, that's such a good point. Let's go down this rabbit hole real quick.
Rabbit hole, here we go.
I think a lot of people who own businesses are very prone to want to give more blah, blah.
Okay.
They're because they're interested in their business.
Yep.
They're excited. They started their business for a reason. They want to tell the world about it. How many times have we had a client come to us and say, hey, we want to make a 20-minute video? And we're like, why?
No one will sit
That's
through it.
so
Yes.
long.
But it's interesting to them because it's
super
their
interesting.
business.
Yes, because they're inundated with it. It's every day, but they want to tell you about the nuances. This is basically like anyone who says, what's your business about? And if you can't tell me in 20 seconds what your business is.
They say 2 sentences. It's boom.
It's maximum 3-minute pitch for everything, by the way. Rule of thumb. But if you can't tell me right away what your business does in 2 sentences, you've lost me.
Yep.
How many times have you talked to a business and they're like, oh, my dad started this business, and I was like, oh, I'm checked out. I'm done.
I didn't ask what your dad started. What are you doing now?
What do you do? So,
now.
By giving too much information, you literally turn your audience off. And we might be exemplifying this right now with an hour-long episode, but
we are here for the blah, blah.
we are here for the blah, blah. And if you're here for the blah, blah, if you made it this far, chances are you're getting nuggets out of this. So by how many times have you driven past a billboard in the city and just seen 4 sentences of information, and you read the first one and just go,
nope.
I gotta go back to driving.
Nope.
Like your brain shuts down.
Yes. Speaking of billboards, there's 2 that I always remember, and I'm gonna forget at least 2. But of course the hair one, which is getting kind of
Restore.
annoying. The football guy and
But
whatever.
I can say the name. I'm bald and super happy being bald.
Bald is hot.
I have no interest in growing hair.
Nope.
But I can tell you what that name is because of their marketing.
And I'm sure it's working because
Wow.
the number of billboards just keeps growing.
Yeah.
Okay.
They gotta have the money.
And now they're at the point where they just put the guy's face. I know it's an ex-football player.
Brian Urlacher.
Yes. They just put his
Brian?
face I think it's Brian Urlacher. I think you're right.
Urlacher is it?
Yeah.
That's literally all I know.
Yeah. Now he has hair, and they just either put his face and one word or like one sentence, so it doesn't even say too much
say
anymore.
restore
Yes,
anymore.
It's like almost like, hey, you know what to do. Here's the guy. You know, the one thing I do remember
That's
is
powerful.
the weird question that it was just a billboard, and it said something like, "Who is John Smith?" or "Oh, I hate John Smith," or
Yes,
who
yes.
like what is that? Like I couldn't. It's like I hate whatever name dot.
Yeah.
You know.
It was IHateJohnSmith.com.
.com.
Yeah.
So
or I
like,
hate
something.
something spring. Oh my God, we're being old people right now. Anyway.
So it was a question,
Yeah.
right? And it didn't say anything else.
Yeah.
And I kept seeing it over and over. And like one day I freaking went home and I'm like, I typed in who'sjohnsmith.com.
Yeah.
It's a jewelry store.
Yep.
And it's freaking genius. I don't remember the jewelry store, but if I was looking to shop for jewelry, I would maybe remember. Maybe.
Would you?
I don't know. I would make it a point to remember simply because I was so fascinated and amused. And even now when I see it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a jewelry store. And I guarantee you, if I ever am rich enough to buy jewelry, I'm going to type in who'sjohnsmith.com.
Would you?
I definitely would. I would, because I want to go there and see what they're about.
Okay.
Just based on the ad, just out of
Interesting.
curiosity. Yeah. Like I don't want to go to, you know, I can't think of any other jewelry store aside from that.
So, something I think a lot of people don't know is that every brand, every business should be having like multiple marketing campaigns
Okay.
at the same time. If this jewelry store only did IHateJohnSmith.com,
Right.
I don't think it would sell well. I don't think you would get enough people interested.
Probably.
But basically what you're doing is you're offering an experience to your potential clientele is I hate John Smith. Oh, it's jewelry.
Yep.
Well, since I'm here, let's look around a little
Yeah,
bit. That's
makes
fun.
sense.
But
And I started talking to people about it too. I'm like, did you see that billboard?
and
Which
then
was
we're doing the best marketing of all.
Yes.
Word of mouth.
yes. And just the fact that it's your ad is interesting enough
Yes.
to have somebody type it into Google and find out what it's about.
Agreed.
That's somewhat successful, I think. You know,
Agreed.
even if you didn't get me to go there, I'm sure other people have went. And then when I typed it into Google, I saw like Facebook chats pop up, like other people that asked about it. I saw Reddit pop up. You know, so like I'm not the only one looking for it. So obviously something's working there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite type of marketing that actually affected you? That you weren't like expecting it to, and you're like, that totally worked, and I bought it hook, line, and sinker. Aside from movies.
Oh, I mean,
I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah. What kind of marketing worked for me? So I'm a big fan of anything that's creative, like in its design.
Okay, such as.
So hotels.com did a series of 3 commercials, and I actually teach them in my class on how, like, the perfect example of a match cut. And a match cut is when you cut from one shot to another shot, but something's very similar about it. Like maybe you're cutting from a moon in the center of the shot to a plate
got
on
it.
a table. You know, it's
Yep.
the match cut of the symbolism of
Yep.
the image. And every single shot in these 3 commercials are match cuts to the next shot.
Okay.
And they're so beautifully done that I've never cared about a hotel company. I've never cared about a travel company. It just doesn't interest me. But I sought them out and I looked at their website and I was really engaged and I was really intrigued and I wanted to know more about them. And it hooked me because they gave enough care and time to make something creative that it's not just marketing vomit to put marketing vomit out there.
Gotcha.
They actually sat down with someone and said, make something interesting and
Wow.
artistic.
Okay.
And that hooked me. But then I'm like the small little demographic.
That you just looked at it and you didn't actually buy anything from.
Oh, I didn't buy anything. No, I'll go to my own hotels.
Can I just say a little something about
Please.
hotels.com? I found out through reading all these threads about marketing and everything that actually going to those major sites like hotels.com or kayak.com, it actually doesn't get you a better deal because now hotels themselves are starting to compete against these
Right.
farming. Like they used to like offer the bigger discounts.
Yeah.
Not anymore because they're so popular that they actually raise their prices. So if you avoid that whole thing, you can go to hotels.com, look at the prices, then call Marriott itself and be like, I saw price X on hotels.com. What are your prices?
Really?
99% of the time, they will give you a better deal if you call the hotel directly.
Well, because they have to pay fees to the
Yes.
subsidiary, whatever
So
it's
if
called.
they usually give them 20%, they just keep the 20% and just offer a smaller discount.
And a smaller discount. And
Yep.
then it's a win-win because then the customer feels like, I scored a deal.
Yes.
I scored a discount.
Yes. And it's then you're talking to somebody behind the desk in case something goes wrong with your
Infinitely
reservation.
better.
Yeah, because I've had issues with like booking stuff like through these not marketing places, these farm
Like they harvest
yes.
like room data.
Yes.
And yeah, I've had problems too in the past, and that's why
because
I
then
won't
you
go
don't have
anymore.
like an actual person to talk to, like you have
Ever.
the call center,
Yeah.
and then you have to deal with that. So
I agree. That's okay. So like, I'm going to keep thinking about this because this is a really good question. Like, what marketing has like grabbed me? So like, what marketing has grabbed you?
this is going to sound really weird, but I don't know if I saw it I think I actually saw it on Instagram scrolling. And what made me stop is that it was this middle-aged naked dude in a tub, okay? And nothing was showing, but he was shirtless.
Oh my God,
And
you sent me this. This is awesome.
The CEO himself of this detergent company
Yes.
is sitting in a tub just talking to the camera.
I'm Jonathan Proper, CEO of Drops.com, and I'm here to give you the naked truth about laundry.
Just saying like, hey, I'm the CEO of Soap X and I make soap Y or whatever. And it was just like genius. He was just like talking about how natural everything is and he's bathing in it and whatever. And I'm like, I can't tell you what it is, but I immediately bought it.
Size does not matter when it comes to laundry. Let's start with jugs. It's big, all right, messy too, and expensive. You know why? Lots of plastic, lots of water, shipped all over the country, from factory to warehouse to retailer. That's what you're paying for.
Immediately and shared it with everybody.
Yeah.
I found it so endearing and fascinating and simple at the same time. I'm like, how could I not want to buy from a company that puts his CEO naked in the tub as a commercial?
Yeah.
I was sold immediately.
And it seemed very simple, like over simplistic.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering if like the ad agency pitched this and the CEO was offended. But hey, we're gonna take the CEO
If that's
and
the
get you
real
naked.
CEO, like he seemed like such a fun guy.
Right?
Like I would want to hang out with him.
I want to, what it boils down to is I will shop from someone, I will buy from someone, regardless of what they sell, if I feel like I can sit down and have a beer with them.
Yep. You've told me that many times that like this is your favorite Chinese food place because when you go in and you talk to the owner behind the counter,
Yeah.
like you are just endeared to this company now because
Right.
not only is their food good, you love the people.
Yep.
And I think that's huge. That's absolutely huge.
I mean, I've said it before on this show, but how many times have you gone into a place like a bookstore and you're like, I really don't want anything, but then you end up talking to the person behind the counter.
like the little bookstore we came
Like
across.
the little bookstore.
I forget the name, but I know you remember because you bought a bunch of books from them.
Yeah. Howling Pages.
Yes. And the owner was obviously, he was the owner. And
He was
'cause
the owner.
He knew everything from from the minute you walked in through the door all the way to the end.
So Howling Pages is an independently owned single store. There's just one of them, but they only sell, they do sell like manga and like bigger name comic book stuff.
But that's a small
But
percentage.
it's a very small percentage. Most of their stuff are indie books, true indie books,
Yep.
like self-printed,
Like-
self-Xeroxed.
Yes. And there's some that are like signed by the author themselves.
And there's art prints,
Yes.
there's pieces of art. Like some of the books are only like that big.
And even though I'm not into manga, I ended up buying some art prints because
Yeah.
they were beautiful.
But I spent way too much money there.
We're not going to say the number.
I have already devoured half the books.
Did you enjoy it?
So I love trying new things and I love reading things I would have never seen otherwise. So yes, for that fact, I enjoyed every single part of it. Were the stories good? That doesn't really matter. But it's experience and it's a story and this is this great experience that I had. And regardless of I would have liked to have bought some stuff, but then I started talking to the owner and I'm like, tell me about your story. And he starts telling me about like how they started a Kickstarter. They opened it from the Kickstarter money. Like that was the whole point of opening, like doing
Right.
the Kickstarter. And like he wanted to have a place where artists could have like a beacon of hope to sell their stuff. And I was like, take all my money.
Instead of going to a publisher, like they go to him. And
Yes.
I vividly remember that he said that the artist keeps a bigger percentage than he does. Where I remember thinking, wow, the artist gets to keep that much?
It kind of
Yeah.
shook me.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, okay, you are giving back to this community, this artist community.
So not only do you feel good about supporting the artist, you feel good about supporting the store
Bingo.
who's supporting the artist.
So I didn't mind paying a little extra for other stuff. I didn't ask for a discount. That's why I pushed for no discount. And I was like, what else can I get of your company that goes money toward you?
Yep.
Because I want to fund that. I want to put my money where my mouth is.
Yep.
If I'm constantly saying support art community, I should be paying money for the people who are actually doing it.
Yep.
So that was outstanding. I loved that store so much. So if you're endeared to the person,
Yep.
i.e. the CEO sitting in a bubble bath, you're gonna connect more.
I put that in the shopping cart and then I went
did.
to Yep.
You
and
did.
then now it's on reorder on Amazon.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, because that's what I use. That's what I use now. It's ridiculous. He had me hook, line, and sinker. Yes.
Bryan Singer. I hate Bryan Singer.
That's it. Oh my God, I hate BryanSinger.com. Going back to the billboard. That's the name I couldn't remember. I hate BryanSinger.com. See, that's where that came from. The singer.
It's good, but
Yeah.
it
triggered
it's
you.
in our brain.
There you go.
And
I
as
hate
we learned,
BryanSinger.com.
triggers are very important when it comes to
Wow.
marketing.
Weird. How are we doing on time, by the way?
Let's wrap this up. Guys, thank you so much for joining us this week.
We're literally wrapping it up?
We're literally wrapping this up. If you enjoyed this, make sure you like and subscribe or join our email list to be up to date on all our doings and offerings and cool stuff that we're doing. And make sure you check out the pitch session. Why, Hilda? Why should these lovely people check out the pitch session?
Because we give free marketing advice to anybody that will spend an hour listening to it. How's that?
That was fun. That was fun. Seriously, this has been a blast doing this. I really appreciate coming back to this. I miss doing this with you.
Me too. Can I go pee now?
Yeah, go ahead. All right, guys, have a good day.
You've been listening to Coffee and Cameras with Jaysin Osterkamp and Hilda Burke, an Eo7 Media production. For more information, check out our website at eo7media.com.
This is the good life.